Welcome back to Hawboro and the sixth part of Edward II. In our last episode, Edward Blessing, the new heir to the Blessing fortune, sought to punish the people who had worked to keep him and Daniel Gibbons apart. At Edward's request, Daniel told the story of the terrible abuse he suffered while locked up at the Manly County Jail. Suddenly, a shot rang out, and Daniel collapsed to the ground. It is now 10:30 on Friday morning, April 8th, 1966. The blood-stained rugs have been removed, but nothing else in the library at Asterdale has changed. Isabella Blessing and her daughter Eleanor have flown back to Hawboro because they've been told that Edward is ill. Isabella sits on the sofa in the library reading the new issue of Time magazine with a cover that proclaims God is dead. After a moment, she gets up, crosses to the bar, and pours herself a gin. Mortimer Chestnut, the former vice president of Blessing Mills, suddenly rushes in.
Isabella! Jesus Christ, when did you get in?
Late last night.
Oh. Y'all seem to move so much faster up north than we expect.
That's not pneumonia, Mortimer. Y'all said he had pneumonia.
I didn't mean for you to see him like that.
What on earth did y'all do to him? He looks like hell.
He did most of it himself, Isabella. He was like a wild man. We didn't have any choice. If he isn't tied to the bed, believe me, he'll do real damage.
Where's Danny?
Left town.
Where to?
I got no idea.
Liar. And what do you plan to do about Eddie?
He'll come round.
Oh, will he? How long do you think y'all can keep him like that? What on earth were you thinking?
We were thinking about you, Isabella. About Hawboro.
Oh, to hell with Hawboro. I wish I'd never heard of Hawboro or the Blessings or their goddamn factories. There isn't one single good thing has happened in my life since I came down to Hawboro.
That's not fair, Isabella. There's Eleanor.
She's a blessing through and through. There's no love lost between me and my precious little daughter. I thought about leaving her with friends when y'all called, but on Long Island, you don't really have any friends. Not real ones, so...
She should be with her family. Family is the safest place for her to be.
Mortimer Chestnut.
What?
You have spent far too much time with the Blessings to believe any of that statement to be true.
I'm afraid the Blessing family might, yes, be an exception.
I never understood your loyalty to my father-in-law.
I never had a father of my own. Not really. And old Mr. Edward was desperate for something like a son. And there was all that shame for me when the bank failed. Old Mr. Blessing, he gave me another chance. We just sort of fit, you know?
But you always seemed so solid and on the level.
I try. I think I am. But in business, you know, big business, your level's got to get a little off kilter every now and again.
I wonder why it was I didn't marry you.
Isabella!
I mean it, Morty. When y'all came up to Sweetbriar hunting wives, you were the one that caught my eye, really. You were the one who seemed so down to earth and, I don't know, like I could walk with, side by side.
I didn't even realize I was in competition.
Not officially. But then I wasn't choosing. My family was. No. My likes weren't of any particular consequence. I didn't so much as marry Edward as the Blessing Company married my old Virginia pedigree. What do we have to show for it?
Eleanor.
Children. Yes. They're important. I suppose.
You're in a strange mood this morning, Isabella.
Well, you know, Morty, I was just going about my life when y'all called me and told me to hurry quick. My husband had pneumonia. And so I hurried, quick, and found my husband beat black and blue, tied to a bed and gagged.
Well, I guess that must seem a little strange.
Have you read that book everybody's talking about? By that woman, Jewish name, The Feminine Mystery or something?
We don't do much reading like that here in Hawboro.
Well, I didn't read it either, but some of the girls at the club... Sounds very dangerous. I wonder if I had actually paid attention at Sweetbriar, I might not be so addle-brained. Or at least maybe I wouldn't be drinking gin at 10:30 in the morning.
You should watch that.
Why?
Eleanor.
Eleanor. I wouldn't mind her if she wasn't so awkward and precocious. Still, I suppose she deserves one stable, sober, heterosexual parent. But the gin, Morty. Without it, all I can see is my husband's naked body writhing in unholy passion, joined up with the equally naked body of that trashy little tramp Danny Gibbons. Aunt Lucy was very graphic to me about what exactly it was they do together. I wonder how she knows. So specific, so perverse. The gin, you see, helps me forget where he's been.
Then forget. Let me fix you another. And this time I'll join you.
You got things you need to forget?
I reckon everybody does. Cheers. You really didn't have any inkling Eddie was that way?
I didn't have any inkling anybody could be that way. Y'all men try so hard to protect us poor female creatures from your sordid natures that we just end up fools.
Not all men are sordid, Isabella. At least, not all men all the time. We do, yes, all have desires.
And you think we don't?
I think you are the fairer sex.
Then you are an idiot. I've never been kissed by a man who desired me. The only man I ever been kissed by was Eddie. I've never been screwed by a man who desired me.
Isabella!
Hush. I have acquaintances at Garden City Country Club who swear sex is the greatest thing in the world. Women who tell outlandish tales about the things they get up to with their husbands or not their husbands. And I don't say a word. Sex for me, Morty, has always been brief. Me and Eddie, both of us just usually drunk with the lights turned off and the sheets pulled up to our necks. Eddie climbs up on top of me and just humps me like a dog, then rolls off and leaves me. Both us back to our liquor and our separate rooms.
You are a beautiful woman, Isabella. There are many men who have desired you.
Well, that's kind of you, Mr. Chestnut. But I wasn't fishing for compliments.
That wasn't a compliment. That was a confession. Isabella, this house is upside down. Hell, the whole town's turned topsy-turvy. Since your husband's indisposed, would you care to find out what it feels like to kiss someone who feels desire?
Do you think that's a good idea?
No. But I do think it's an exciting idea.
So, well, that's different.
Did you like it?
Yes. Yes.
Should we do it again?
Please. Well, goodness.
Yes.
That wasn't what I expected.
What?
All of it. That's like something in Technicolor. I think we should do it again.
We ought to be cautious, Isabella.
Kiss me.
Not here.
Why not? Huh?
Shh!
I want to do it. All of it. Right now. Right here on top of old Mr. Blessing's desk. Show me what it feels like on top of that damned old desk. Right here with that old son of a bitch bastard daddy of Eddie's plotted the purchase of me to be an alibi for his fairy son.
Hush!
I hate this house.
Voices carry.
They do indeed. Where is Danny, Mortimer?
He left.
Tell me the truth.
I swear. He and Eddie had a fight, and he just ran out of here Tuesday night and drove away.
In his car?
Yes. His brand new car.
Voices carry, Mortimer. I heard Lucy and Ralph in here last night. They thought I'd gone to bed, but I was there, on the stairs, just outside. And Ralph was telling Lucy they had driven a car up to somewhere north in Virginia, him and the Reverend. And they had torched it, he said. People don't just torch cars. And cars don't just disappear. Now, whose car was that, Mortimer? I gotta be able to trust you, Morty.
Things got out of hand on Tuesday.
How bad?
Bad. Link shot him.
What?
Link's shot Danny.
Danny? Is he dead?
Yes.
Where's he buried?
Well,
Tell me.
there's a deep place in the hall. Back in the woods a bit, off of Bethel Church Road. We took him there, weighted him down, and...
Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, thank the good Lord Jesus. My husband's whore is dead. So what are we going to do about Eddie?
He's under control.
You can't keep him like that. We got to do something.
I don't think any of us have rightly figured exactly what yet. Ralph just... You know Ralph, he just... And all hell broke loose. It feels like maybe things are beginning to fall apart. There doesn't seem to be a coherent plan at the moment. I didn't know about the car.
Aunt Lucy knows what's going on. She's got something up her sleeve. You can bet your life on that. She'll twist this. She'll use this, you know? She'll work her way somehow to try to get all this. Listen to me, Morty. We have to stop Aunt Lucy. We have to.
Miss Lucy has always been good to me.
Like hell. She used you. And she'll keep on using you until some way she'll have cheated me out of this. This could be ours, Morty. Yours and mine.
Not while Eddie's still living.
That is indeed a problem.
What are we going to do about Eddie? I mean, we can't just keep him locked up and claim he's got pneumonia. Sooner or later, he's going to have to recuperate.
Or die. You think we could get Eddie to sign papers? You trust Charlie to draft them up? We could get Eddie to transfer the mill to blood. Well, he's got to transfer the mill to blood due to his failing health to his daughter Eleanor to be managed in trust by us. You and me. Until she's 21. Imagine what we could do in 11 years.
Yes. It's true. We could make a fortune. But how can we get Eddie to sign such papers? Eddie is beside himself with rage. How could we do it?
Well, how does anyone in this town get anyone to do anything?
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I am.
How far are you willing to go?
He has to sign those papers. We just need folks who can make him sign those papers. I bet you know someone.
And then, when he signs them, what's to prevent him recanting?
Pneumonia, I hear, is a very deadly disease.
Murder?
Don't act so shocked.
I can't even believe we are contemplating this.
Well, you better believe Aunt Lucy's contemplating it. Morty, what happens to Eddie is inconsequential, but what happens to us depends on us and matters a great deal. I gave the best years of my life to this damn family, and they owe me something.
This is your husband we're talking about.
Screw my husband.
Wouldn't you rather screw me, Mrs. Blessing?
You're damned right I would.
I'll swing by Charlie's and get him started on those forms. I'll put in a call to someone I think is up to the job. Meet me for lunch at the Mill King, and then we'll sneak on up to a room. Room 319.
Oh, there you are, Isabella. Hello, Morty. Ralph wondered if you could stop by the station later this afternoon.
Of course.
Have you seen Eleanor, Isabella?
Isn't she up in her room?
No. I wanted to take her to Siskin's and buy her that lovely little polka dot number she took such a liking to before the funeral. Remember?
It's frivolous. She has no need for it.
But she loved it so. Besides, it will be a perfect little dress-up for those warm spring days on Long Island.
Thank you, Aunt Lucy Evans, but Eleanor will be here this spring with her daddy and me.
Here?
Mm-hmm.
But I thought you...
Ms. Lucy?
Yes, Morty?
Isabella and I have been talking.
Is that what you've been doing?
Yes. We've been discussing what happens with the business.
Indeed. I Didn't realize that Isabella had any interest in the business.
I love my husband, Aunt Lucy, and I am determined that Blessing succeeds, not only for our sake, but for our daughters as well. It is essential that Blessing Mills stays with Blood.
What?
Edward and then Eleanor. That is essential.
Edward is sick.
Pneumonia. Isn't that what you told me? Young people don't die of pneumonia, you said.
Yes, of course, but
the essential thing is that when he is better, he will be free to make the changes that Blessing needs.
Edward knows nothing about
That's
the
not
changes.
true, Miss Lucy. I have come to see the wisdom in his plans, and
Oh, his plan to fire you?
Edward was speaking in anger. He and I have always been friends. And seeing as he is indisposed, both Isabella and I believe it is best for me to remain as a overseer.
Oh, you do you?
Yes.
But as to his plan concerning your own well-being, Edward was quite clear. And so, operator, give me Blackbird.
What on earth?
Hello, I need to book a taxi at Asterdale. Shall we say 20 minutes? Yes, to the Dixie Hotel.
How dare you? How
Yes,
dare
that's right.
you?
The Dixie Hotel.
We are
Thank
only
you.
protecting the company.
On its
The
way.
company is the important
You know
thing.
nothing about the company. You're nothing but an ignorant debutante we bought as a blind for Eddie.
I was. You're right. But I am much more than that now.
Don't put on airs.
I am married to Blessing Blood, Aunt Lucy
As
Evans.
I was.
Was. And unlike you, through him, I gave birth to Blessing Blood. What I have come by rightfully. Blessing to blessing to blessing. And what I have, you have no claim to call your own.
Mortimer,
She's right, Miss Lucy.
you are kicking me out of my house?
No, it is not your house, and it never has been.
It is the only home I have ever known. I have served this family loyally for years upon years, and I have been...
Now, Miss Lucy, let's not make a scene. That would be so unpleasant.
I could certainly make a scene about what's going on in this house.
Who would you make a scene to, Miss Lucy? Ralph? I think the sheriff's well aware of what's going on in this house, and I don't see him taking kindly to your spreading rumors. Isabella, I'll meet you downtown once I've seen to business. Say one?
Fine, yes. I'll go change into something lighter. It's so warm today. Oh, Aunt Lucy Evans, you'll be gone by the time I'm back. I trust you'll find the Dixie to your liking. If you behave yourself, we might consider something more comfortable in the future. Oh, and please come to dinner Sunday, won't you? Eleanor would be so pleased to see you.
Isabella, you come back here. Mortimer!
As Lucy chases after Mortimer and Isabella, the library is left empty until Eleanor emerges from the secret liquor cabinet and rushes from the room. I'm Preston Lane, producing artistic director of Triad Stage and the author of Edward II, and I want to thank you very much for listening. I also want to give a very special thank you to our artistic team, Sarah Hankins, Foley artist Keaton Brower, props master Andy Canning Skinner, and our editor, Taylor Dankovich. The cast of this episode included Abigail Wilson as Isabella Blessing, Brian Mullins as Mortimer Chestnut, and Cindy Strickland as Lucy Evans Blessing. For more information about Hawboro, including a Blessing family tree, visit hawboro.org. To stay up to date on what Hawboro is doing right now, check out facebook.com/Hawboro. For more virtual content from Triad Stage, visit us on Facebook and Instagram at Triad Stage. Support for the arts is more vital now than ever, and your help is essential. Please like and share our virtual content to spread the word about how we are continuing conversations with our audience and community. To make a donation to support our continued work, you can visit our website at triadstage.org/support. Again, thank you for listening, and we'll see you back in Hawboro.